March 8, 1887, the Camden Daily Telegraph. Drawing the pottery fires. A clairvoyant says Maggie Kueblein is held by a kidnapper. Brooklyn, March 8. Fires in the pottery kiln on Metropolitan Avenue were drawn and the ashes searched for traces of Maggie Kueblein's bones. Police Captain Kaiser and Dr. Moore, chemist for the health board, and others were present. Many persons believed the girl was abused, murdered, and her body thrown into the furnace, but the ashes, although carefully raked, revealed nothing. They were, however, placed in 5 clay jars and sealed up. Dr. Moore took possession of them. If it is decided to submit the ashes to analysis, the result would not be known for fully 2 months. If, said Dr. Moore, a human body had been placed in those fires, the skull and large pelvic bones and those in the limbs would retain their form after incineration. Not finding these bones or their mineral remains, it is useless to subject the large amount of ashes to analysis. It was learned that the girl, on the night of her disappearance, had dressed herself in her best clothing. Her dress, it is said, was covered with an old one in order to avoid detection. When Mrs. Kueblein reported the case to the police, she described her daughter dressed in her common clothes. On Friday, Mrs. Kueblein received a postal card written in English. The distressed mother was unable to read the card and called on Mr. Graham, who read it for her. It said that if Mrs. Kueblein would call at number 622 Fulton Street, Brooklyn, she would learn of something that would lead to her daughter's discovery. Mrs. Kueblein hastened to the place and was greeted by a middle-aged woman who is the proprietress of a bakery. The lady informed her that she knew nothing about the whereabouts of her daughter, but knew a clairvoyant who would aid her. Mrs. Kueblein visited the clairvoyant, who went into a trance. On awakening, he informed the mother that the child was in New York, in the power of the man who had taken her there. Already he wanted to bring her back, but was afraid. "She will," he said, "return to you in a few days." If the girl did not return in the specified time, the clairvoyant requested her to return, promising to find her. He refused to accept any fee for his information, and the distressed mother left in happiness.